All right, y'all. So Mike Wang finally tells us what's going on with shooting. The reason why a lot of you guys may be missing your shots. If you guys have been searching on YouTube, trying to find out why you're bricking after the most recent patch update, you've come to the right place, as Mike Wang describes in detail why you guys are missing shots. We finna get right into it. Y'all be sure to drop a like and drop a sub if you can. This was sent to me by the good homie AllCity Big Head. Y'all be sure to check him out on X at B1S. I want to reference this post from Mike Wang explaining in detail the changes that were made to shooting. And if you find yourself bricking after the patch update, it may be a user error. Mike Wang says there were only 3 perimeter shooting related changes on the gameplay code side of things in the most recent patch. And he goes on to describe each one of those 3 things. Number 1, it says some shots were reporting wide open when they were supposed to be open. And if you guys ever see that, you know, if you miss your shot and you're like, but it says open. The difference between wide open and open just means when it says open, there's a defender in proximity, but he's not making a contest. He don't got his hands up. Mike Wang basically saying the contest system was somewhat adjusted. So now some of your shots that used to say wide open, they'll now say open. Number 2, because wide open frequency went down a little bit because of number 1, wide open windows were given a small buff in all modes except Pro-Am and Ante-Up. And this is why a lot of you guys are having trouble in the Pro-Am arena, and shooting seems even more difficult in Pro-Am. And number 3, Mike Wang says deep threes were given a small buff for high-rated shooters, and limitless range got a small boost as well. So those make up the 3 perimeter shooting related changes that were made to the coding on 2K24 in the most recent patch update. Now Mike Wang goes on to explain why he thinks you guys are missing after the patch. He says, contrary to popular belief, we never patched specific jump shot animations to make certain bases or releases more or less effective. How many of you guys agree with that? Over the years being in the 2K community, I've heard countless times that 2K patched my shot. And if you've been a part of that experience, it's hard to argue that that's not the case, especially when you've experienced your jump shot hitting consistently and then one day to the next it's like somebody just hit the off switch and you start bricking out there. But if you end up switching your jump shot, you find another jump shot that works for you, you end up hitting consistently again. So to me, it seems like something was done to that particular jump shot. I'm definitely curious to hear your feedback about that. Sound off in the comment section. Further elaborating, Mike Wang says there are too many animation combinations to even attempt that if we wanted to, which we have zero interest in doing so. He says my earlier post about wanting realistic field goal percentage has also been taken way out of context. We're not doing anything in game code to hold percentages down or to boost percentages up to try and get real life numbers. I was simply stating that the shot window sizes are tuned so that shot percentages hopefully play out in a realistic way. Because when people make threes like layups, it leads to boring basketball. In my opinion, that whole statement I just read is vague and seemingly deceptive, and I'm going to explain why. This is the second time that I've heard Mike Wang reference we're tuning your green window, but it seems that nobody in the 2K community seems to know what tuning specifically entails. And surely I could believe that there's nothing in the game code that holds percentages down or boosts percentages up. But what I do believe is that 2K creates a scenario within the coding that helps to create odds that'll keep percentages low. Hopefully I'm not losing you guys here. To put it in layman's, in other words, if your green window is just constantly in motion and you really don't have any idea of understanding where that green window is, then the odds are you'll miss a shot. I guess if we were able to get a better definition of what Mike Wang means when he says we're tuning your green window, we would probably be able to better adjust and adapt to shooting, especially after the most recent patch. If you guys have a theory, share it in the comment section. I definitely love the feedback. Mike Wang goes on to say, but now that the green windows are pure, I can no longer use RNG to make shooting hit specific targets. It's totally in the hands of the player, and unfortunately most of the players are less consistent than math. But that's not it. Mike Wang further elaborates saying, now the big change that did happen with the last patch was a significant change to our online code to reduce latency. He says, I'm almost 100% sure that's the difference in shooting that everybody is feeling. And my theory for why the pros are feeling it much more than everyone else is because a lot of them have mastered their shot timing down to the millisecond. And when you've ingrained your button release timing after hundreds and hundreds of reps, maybe it's much harder to adjust to the latency change. We're still actively analyzing our systems to make sure the netcode change didn't introduce any unintended knock on problems in the shot system, but so far everything seems to be working properly. Mike Wang basically saying he can't rule out that there is a knock in the shot system, but as far as they know and as far as they've monitored, they haven't seen any discrepancies in that shot system. If you guys find yourself lost in translation, Mike Wang is basically saying this is user error. If you're bricking your shots out there, it's pretty much your fault. You're mistiming your shots. And that is primarily based in the reduction of latency in online game modes. Mike basically saying if you were hitting your shots prior to the patch, it's just because you got used to and adapted to the initial delay and increase in latency prior to the patch. In my own personal opinion with shooting, pre-patch and post-patch, it seems like I had to do the same thing over. When I started shooting, I brought my player out for the first time and all that good stuff. I had to adjust to the timing. I had to meet that learning curve, but I was unable to do that solely based with online gameplay. It was actually my experience offline that got me more closely connected with the timing of my shot. Paying attention to the shot timing visual cue in offline game modes allowed me to shoot better in online game modes. And I had to do the same thing yet again after the patch. After the patch, I went right online, attempted to play, and I couldn't even gauge where my shot cue was. I spent a couple hours offline playing my career NBA games and then went back online, and just like that, I was shooting much better again. Now, I can't speak on your experience, but from my experience, I've learned that me paying real close attention to that shot timing visual cue, the visual cue of my release on the animation for my shot, as opposed to using muscle memory that a lot of 2K players are accustomed to, I'm able to hit more shots because I'm paying attention to the visual cue. So whether my shot is sped up or slowed down, I'm still looking to let go of the shoot button when I see the visual cue that's most likely to green. If you're struggling with shooting out there, I hope that the information that you got from this video helps you guys out. I already know there's nothing more detrimental to your game overall than missing your shots out there. The defense ends up just playing you differently. If you guys found alternative ways to overcome the shooting woes post-patch on 2K24, sound off in the comments section. You could probably not only help me, you could help a ton of other people watching this video. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join our Discord. We'd love to have you. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.